Hey everyone, Chris here from Realridesharestories. On this channel we do a lot of different things within the rideshare industry, so if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. But before we get started, if you have a crazy Uber or Lyft experience, whether you're a passenger or a driver, record it, send it my way, and maybe we can feature you on the channel. Alright, so we're going to interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to bring you some major news coming from Uber itself earlier today. This is good news. I am in favor of this, as many drivers are, and it was a long time coming and definitely something that's needed. And that is Uber will now boot and deactivate passengers who have and maintain low passenger ratings. So there's some issues behind that, but for the most part, it is great news. And I'm going to tell you some of the problems that I see with it a little bit later. But first, I'm going to read from an article that I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you want to read the entire article. It's from CNET, and the name of the article, or the title, is Uber is now kicking low-rated passengers out of its cars. Good news. I'm happy about that. Uber has long deactivated drivers who get low ratings. Now the ride-hail company is turning the tables, and that's good news. So yes, drivers had to maintain and keep a good driver rating in order to stay active on the platform and to continue driving. Passengers could pretty much get low ratings all the time and nothing would happen to them. But now passengers who get and continue to get low ratings are actually going to be booted from the platform and deactivated from being passengers. So that's actually interesting news. And I like it. I think it's a great thing. So Uber announced Wednesday today that those passengers who receive bad marks from drivers will be booted from the platform. But Uber said they'll have to, quote, develop a significantly below average rating, end quote. What does that mean? Honestly, right now, I don't know. Uber has not really said anything to what they're going to be talking about, except for anything that's a significant below average rating. The only thing I could think of is maybe they're going to do a bell curve and take the lowest standard deviation and see what's going on there, and probably deactivate those passengers. But honestly, I don't know. Don't quote me for sure. Nothing has come out really besides what they say about how they're going to start deactivating passengers who have and maintain low passenger ratings. So if a passenger's rating starts to slip, the company is going to send tips on how to get it back up, such as being polite, which is a good thing. Stop giving your drivers shit. It's plain and simple. Not asking drivers to speed and not leaving trash in the car. Anything really that is going to keep low ratings or allow you to get low ratings, just stop doing. Stick around for a video soon to be coming on how it's going to be tips from me on how you can continue to keep your passenger rating higher. So check that video out, coming soon. Just make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified when that video does come out, as well as all of our other great videos. But yeah, Uber will give riders several opportunities to improve their ratings before kicking them off the app. Yeah, I kind of figured that one. It's not going to be something where they're going to hit, say, like 4.6, get like a strike and then deactivate it or something. It's probably going to take a few times. And if they continue it, then at that point, that's when they're going to get deactivated. Basically, because it comes to this, they're the ones who are the paying customers. So they're going to give them several chances before. So hopefully it's not going to be too long. I would be okay with like a 3 strike and you're out type thing. I don't mind giving them the opportunity to correct the action because, again, they are paying. But seeing like a 3 strike and you're out policy would probably be the best way to go there. Respect is a two-way street, and so is accountability. Drivers have been long expected to meet a minimum rating threshold. Kate Parker, Uber's head of safety, brand, and initiatives, wrote in a blog post, "While we expect only a small number of riders to ultimately be impacted by ratings-based deactivations, it's the right thing to do." And it is. Passengers need to be accountable and held accountable, and need to stay respectful for their drive or within the platform itself. Uber drivers have horror stories of door slammed, rude passengers, and ride cancelers. And it gets even worse from there, with messy eaters, vomiters, beer drinkers, and people having sex. Uber and Lyft driver forums are full of such tales. So is YouTube, with many different drivers who have channels who show. You've seen some on here. You see some on other channels like like Dustin is Driving, and just other channels out there where you see other horror stories where it's firsthand from dash cam footage or people recalling the story or whatever it might be. So yeah, it's a great thing. Deactivating riders is part of Uber's emphasis to get everyone who uses the app to treat each other respectfully. It's also updating its community guidelines and boiling them down to 3 topics: treat everyone with respect, help keep on another safe, and follow the law. Help keep on another safe. I don't know. All right. Well, yeah. So they're going to launch a campaign and educate all riders and drivers on these new ground rules. I actually had already received an email from Uber on the passenger side talking about respect and putting that into play. So they are already starting to update that already. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic thing. Sorry, it was on my computer, and that's what I was reading it from. My sunglasses are polarized, so I did not wear them because I can't actually read my computer screen when that is on. So everybody who complains for the sunglasses, here you go. Everybody who thinks it's funny, they'll be on again, don't worry. But yeah, so I think that's a great step in the right direction. Some major issues, though, is if it's not if you don't actually put the right person involved, meaning you have to use your right name. Right now I see anybody like Big Stud or Tinkerbell or anything like that, where it's a made-up name where you don't necessarily know who it is. That's great for safety. It's also good for this because, I could just make up another account and get back on the platform. So they definitely need to make some sort of thing where if you get booted, you're booted, maybe time off, like you're deactivated for a stretch of time to try to get back to good graces or something like that, or appeal process. And I believe that drivers should also have that appeal process when they come to permanent deactivation. But yeah, that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Also, something with like gift cards, where you can just buy a gift card, make an account, and then kind of do something like that. I hope it's tied to phone numbers, or multiple ways of creating an account. I hope it's all tied together. So if somebody is deactivated as a passenger and they try creating another account, say by using a phone number, if they have their phone number that's tied to the account that's deactivated, then hopefully the system will pick that up and say, oh, sorry, you were permanent or you were deactivated for whatever reason. You cannot make another account. So hopefully they'll have those safeguards in place, as well as only doing like a 3-strike policy, not something that's elongated for a long period of time. But yeah, it's great news for drivers because we're able to make sure that if you continue to get low ratings as a passenger, you will be held accountable, and it tips those scales back to an even standpoint now. So I think that's great. Instilling respect towards both drivers and passengers is a good thing, especially drivers. I mean, you've seen some of my videos, what goes on, and you've probably seen in other channels as well, because I'm sure a lot of people who watch my channel watch other channels as well. So that's fantastic news. I really enjoy that. I like hearing that. Yeah, and that's all I can say. So what are your thoughts? What do you think? Comment below. Let me know if there's anything that you see as a issue or a problem or something that should be addressed as well within this. Comment below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, other than that, like I say, I think it's a good thing, a good step in the right direction. And I'm glad to see that they're going to be taking a proactive stance in terms of making sure that people are respectful, reminding people not to leave trash in cars, not to act certain ways, like trying to hook up or anything like that. So I think it's going to be a great added thing, and I'm sure Lyft will probably not be too far behind in doing something like that or making it more publicly known about deactivating passengers. But yeah, I think that's a great step in the right direction. Hope you guys are enjoying that news as well too, for any driver that's out there, and any passenger that has a low rating, get it up. Guess what? Got to change it now. Got to get up, because otherwise you will not be able to use the service too much longer. All right, with that being said, that's the end of today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. As always, never drink and drive, always tip your drivers, and we'll see you next time.